If you're a successful woman feeling exhausted and overextended, you are not alone. In fact, the burnout gap between women and men has doubled since 2019. It's now so severe that 60% of senior-level women report feeling constantly burned out. A primary driver of this is not a lack of ambition, but a trait often praised as dedication, people-pleasing. We will now uncover the roots of this tendency, its hidden costs, and how the solution lies in a misunderstood power tool: boundaries. So, why are so many successful women wired this way? It often starts much earlier than our careers. From a young age, women are often socialized to be the nurturers, the peacekeepers. We are taught that being accommodating is a virtue. For many, it goes deeper, becoming a survival strategy learned in childhood to gain approval or avoid conflict. It was not a flaw, it was a function. But what happens when this survival strategy follows us into high-stakes adult lives? The cost is not just emotional, it's shockingly physical. This conditioning creates the superwoman complex, the pressure to excel at everything. This is not success. It's a recipe for declining well-being. Worse, the workplace actively rewards this behavior. Saying yes, staying late, it's all praised as dedication, making the pattern incredibly hard to break. So, what is this actually doing to our bodies? Chronic people-pleasing puts your nervous system on constant alert, raising the risk for heart disease and autoimmune disorders. Let's get more specific. There is a mechanism called self-silencing. This is the act of suppressing your own needs and emotions to avoid upsetting others. The research is alarming. Studies have directly linked this habit of self-silencing in women to chronic health issues, including conditions like fibromyalgia. Beyond the physical, there's a profound psychological cost. When you constantly prioritize everyone else, you slowly lose touch with your own identity. The physical and psychological costs are clear. But how does this directly sabotage the careers we've worked so hard to build? It leads women to accept work rather than strategically choosing it. You get stuck doing office housework that does not lead to promotions. What does this look like? It's saying yes to planning the office Christmas party instead of volunteering for the new product launch. It's staying late to help a colleague finish their work, even when your own is done. It's over-delivering on a project by 200% at the expense of your sleep because you're afraid of being judged. These actions are driven by a common myth, the belief that setting boundaries is selfish. In reality, they are a form of self-care that helps you show up better. But if it's that simple, why is it so hard? Because there are hidden traps that prevent even the most determined women from succeeding. Trap number 1, the fear of being seen as aggressive. Many confuse assertiveness with aggression, when it is simply expressing your needs respectfully. Trap number 2, inconsistent enforcement. If you set a boundary, but let it slide just this once, you teach others they don't have to respect it. But the biggest trap is focusing only on external boundaries. High achievers also need to set internal boundaries with themselves. This is the most overlooked piece. What does this mean? It means a hard stop on checking emails after 7 p.m. It means a boundary against your own perfectionism, deciding good enough is perfect. Okay, we see the problem, the costs, and the traps. What is the fundamental mental shift required to actually make this change? The shift is to stop seeing boundaries as defensive walls and start seeing them as strategic frameworks. This is the antidote to career sabotage. This is the core of effective leadership. It is not about always being liked. It is about being aligned with your values and earning long-term trust. This means defeating the superwoman complex we mentioned earlier. You do this by redefining success on your own terms, not an impossible external ideal. And when women in leadership model these healthy boundaries, they break the cycle of burnout not just for themselves, but for their entire teams. So let's bring it all together. The drive to please, often praised and deeply ingrained, is a direct path to burnout, with severe costs to our health and careers. The solution is not to work harder, but to work wiser. It requires using boundaries not as selfishness, but as the ultimate act of self-respect and leadership. Making this shift alone is difficult. It requires unlearning lifelong patterns. Boundary coaching provides the tools and support to build sustainable success. It's time to stop managing burnout and start building your legacy. Begin by setting one small boundary today. Your future self will thank you for it.